Just wanted to talk about a few ways to stay motivated with your painting. This is not one of my paintings, it's a William Beckwith McGuinness, but it was a painting that I saw when I think I was about 22, 23. It was in a book on Australian art that I'd seen, and we do go through periods of where we're highly motivated, and then other periods where we've hit a bit of a brick wall and we've got to find our way through. And I've personally always found studying the great painters or paintings in history as a great way to sort of just remind me of some of the simple things, when really this is just a very simple sort of scene with background, sort of mid-distance, and then a lead-in line. It really is sort of nothing overtly special in subject matter, but it just has a beautiful, and it's actually quite central, but it just has a beautiful core there that just grabs your eye. So a lot of times I would use music. I'd buy a new album and then I'd go into my studio and then I would think, okay, I'm just going to go in and listen to this new album that I've just bought. And so I would listen to that through the day, and that would be just a great way to sort of have another way to motivate myself to be in the studio. Because even though I'm a highly motivated person, I believe, but there's still times where you are a little flat. So that's where I will look at, sort of now with the benefit of the internet, I will look at sort of my favourite galleries, whether they're commercial galleries or museums, even commercial galleries throughout the world, just to sort of, it's kind of like a reset, a refresh that it does, and it really does inspire me just to have a look at sort of even sometimes like some of these beautiful little passages that Penley Boyd has got, and the light on the water is just magnificent. I actually do have a YouTube channel that I'm not sure if everyone or anyone's sort of had a look at, and I'm aiming in about 6 to 8 months to start to do new work and sort of start to put new work on there. But there's about 40 short little videos there to watch, and I've set up a Pinterest page with about 300 to 400 images of Australian artists primarily, and I'll make sure Gabor's got that link so everyone can have a look at that if you're on Pinterest. I have my Instagram account that I've been posting quite a few, primarily again Australian artists, just to sort of give them a little 15 seconds of fame. But I've also even sort of found for about the last 15 years a little bit of meditation just before I start painting is a great way to help just to relax the mind, because I think there is a real psychology to art that once we have the education, and actually that's where I believe it truly is only sort of a certain amount of education, but lots and lots of inspiration and determination. And that's why I think if we can remain as relaxed with our progress, enjoy the small things, sort of the mixing of the paint, and actually I think even try and enjoy your failures. I think that's the one thing in the last 10 or 15 years, we always seem to think, oh no, that's another painting that didn't work, and it's very easy. I think it's human nature to get a bit down in the dumps. But I've now tried to spin that around and thought, you know what, that was a great learning exercise or opportunity. Okay, the painting didn't work, but I realised the importance of, say, directional lines or tonal contrast. So I now try and see it as a positive, not a negative, that I'm still learning something, even in your days, and you tend to actually learn just as much, if not more. And the things that we really do need to learn seem to come through on those days where we tend to not succeed and when we tend to fail. So that's why I try and embrace those days. And see, for me personally, I love to sort of paint different scenes. So one day I might want to paint a scene from Venice, and then the next an interior from South Africa, or a landscape from Victoria in Australia, or a coastal scene in California or Maine, where I used to sort of mostly sort of just paint my local area. A few artist friends, my father, we would go out painting. And so I did sort of about 15 years of regular plein air painting and plein air drawing, painting and drawing in the city of Brisbane, close to where I live. But now, so if because I've sort of galleries here, there, and everywhere, I'm needing work from different areas, so I need to rely on my reference material and my studio work. So every sort of month, I'll go through from state to state, country to country, just sorting through my reference material and refreshing. I have a couple of files that I'll refresh every month or two, maybe that sort of depending on time, so that when I walk in, I'm thinking, oh, you know what, I could do that scene today, or maybe I'll want to do that scene. I don't have to sort of spend an hour or two just thinking, oh, I've got to paint something from here for this gallery, but I can't remember which file it's in or which year I was there, and so I have them all there, and I find for me actually it's a fairly sort of enjoyable sort of process, because that's where you're dreaming of the ideas that and how the painting's going to work and might work. So there's many different things. Having artist friends to talk to, and even sometimes an interested family friend or a friend that may be interested, just to bounce your ideas off. It is always good to have someone to sort of do almost a bit of a cross-check on how you're painting as well, because even after 33 years of painting, you sort of think, oh, geez, did that painting work as well as I wanted or hoped or tried to get? And sometimes it's good just to have someone, oh, what do you think? Is there an area that you're concerned with, or is this a convincing painting? Is there something bothering you that I can't see? Because unfortunately you still do get little blind spots. And I can remember talking to Robert Wade, the great Australian watercolourist, and him saying that when he walks into paint, and he's now 90, he mentioned this to me about 20 years ago, when he walks into his studio, there's still a lot of fear and uncertainty and being not sure how the painting's going to work, if it's going to work. And you think, Robert's been painting for close to sort of 70 years, and at that stage 50 years. So I think if you're wanting to improve your work, there is always a little bit of that. So, and overall, I think try not to be too hard on yourself. Accept those disappointments, accept the paintings that didn't quite work. Just run with that and learn from that experience and take everything into a future painting. And I always like to think every painting day, every time I'm mixing paint and applying paint, it's an opportunity to learn. And if I learn even the smallest, tiniest little thing each day, each painting, well, then that's something to go on with. So all the best, everyone, and bye for now.
When it comes to art, there is no single right or wrong answer. However, there are still a lot of concepts and techniques that students need to learn to create a strong visual language. This course is designed to help you develop and find your own visual language so that you can start expressing yourself more confidently, because over the years I've studied and noted the areas where students tend to struggle the most, and then I've delved deeply into these topics. So we will cover the basics of colour, edge, how to achieve a strong contrast from light to dark, focal points, and creating depth so that you can start to use it effectively in your work. I'll demonstrate a wide range of subjects which I believe will broaden your horizons and allow you to gain experiences that you may have only dreamed of trying. By the end of this course, you'll have a better understanding of how to express your own visual language and create artwork that is both successful and expressive. I invite you to join me for an exciting year of learning and exploration.